All right, today I'm going to review a new piece of software called LetMailbox. And what LetMailbox is a set of about 20 different conversion trigger elements that you can create and add into your email marketing. Okay, you can insert these elements right into your emails. What I'll do is I'm going to go through each of those elements. I'll show you. I'm not going to set every one of them up, but I've set a few of them up, and I'll show you what they look like in an actual email. And then we'll go ahead and actually set one of them from the beginning and put that into an email. We'll go ahead and test that out and see how that delivers. And we'll show you exactly how the reporting and the analytics work after a click. Okay, so depending on which element you're using, there are different analytics that are tagged or tied to it. Now, if you're watching this video before April 26, 2018, at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, there is a webinar that will be hosted. So jump onto that webinar, learn more about LetMailbox, and there'll also be a discount for those who are actually live on the webinar. And then they're going to officially launch the sales page at 11 a.m. on April 26, 2018. That's a Thursday, okay? So if you can, jump onto that webinar. But for now, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other features that LetMailbox has, and then we'll jump into the elements, okay? So right now I'm on my dashboard here. So you can just see that there's it's just a snapshot of kind of your last 30-day click stats, the last few elements that you've used, as well as just some general statistics here. Okay. Now what they also have is a link cloaker. And what you can do is, if you're not sure what a link cloaker is, it will basically cloak maybe like an affiliate link with some other, kind of front-facing link to kind of disguise that it is an affiliate, based URL. And there's a bunch of different settings here that you can set. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can see you can create a custom link here. You're also able to whitelist your own domains. So for those of you who are a little bit more technical, you can create a CNAME record for those and use your own domain in the links that that you would use inside of any of your elements. Okay, so they offer that as well as retargeting pixels you can enter as well. Now, what they also provide is a small library. Okay, so these are just library of all your different images and videos that you've uploaded that you can use to insert into particular elements. If you're a using member, you can connect your using account and use those images. You can pull those in. They offer Pixabay, so you get royalty-free stuff right here, images, if you'd like to use them. And they also use Tenor, the GIF search right here, so you can find kind of more of the viral GIFs, and you can use those in your elements as well. Now, they also provide an editor, okay? So if I were to, I'm just going to browse my library here quick and just pick one of my images. You'll see it's a full-blown photo editor, so you can go in there, add whatever changes you want to add to it, text or whatever it is you want to do, put some sort of effect on it. That allows you to go ahead and do that as well with a full-blown editor. All right, and then there's some general settings. As I mentioned, you can white label your domains. You can add, different settings to your domain profile. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to concentrate more on these elements. Now, I've created a few of these already just while in my testing, and we'll go ahead and I'll show you what those look like inside of an email. But first, let's go ahead and just take a look at the different elements that are available. As I said, I believe there is 20 of them in total. So what they have is video. Okay, so you can actually upload any of your videos, whatever's in your library. You're able to go ahead and attach those. Now, most of these elements, if not all of them, enable a custom thank you URL. Okay, so that if anything is clicked, if any of the elements that are in here are clicked, they will actually take them off onto a thank you page. Okay, so whatever thank you page you want, you can go ahead and enter that in there as well. So they have videos. There's a yes/no bar. Now, the yes/no bar, as I said, this is one of the ones that I've created and already tested. So I'm just going to hop over to my email and just kind of show you what that looks like. And that's right here, some fake text I threw in here. But this is actually what it renders like inside of my particular email. Now, when I send emails, I don't make them full width. If it were full width, this would be nice and centered. But I shrink mine down to about 500 or 600 pixels. So it fits in there and it scales nicely depending on how wide you're allowing your content to flow. So that's kind of what that one looks like right there. Now, well, I'll go ahead and click on those things here in a bit, and I'll show you what the analytics look like. Okay, so for your yes, no, you obviously going to get a question, your yes button text, your no button text. You can change around the background colors, the text colors as well, and of course that custom thank you URL. Now we also have feedback, okay? So you can gather feedback, the typical 5-star rating. They have emoji ratings here as well. This style, the 1 through 10, and a thumbs up and thumbs down. And of course you can put your question in right here. And you can enable your custom thank you page is there as well. Now this is another one that I've tested out and I'll show you here in just a minute. You can also create polls for these as well, okay? So you can add your question, whatever it is, what's your favorite color? All right, so you can add your different options here. Blue and so forth. Of course, your custom thank you URL is here as well, and of course you can change the button backgrounds to whatever you'd like them to be, and your button text as well for these as well. Okay, so you can collect different votes. Okay, and what it's going to do in the analytics is it's going to track exactly how many people voted for what. Okay. Now they also have what they call Q&A, is actually a form, okay? So you can have, and I'm going to show you this as well, and we're going to submit one. I've already created one of these to capture email name or whatever fields you really want to, and deliver that into to LetMailbox, and you can kind of see and export. By the way, all these are exportable, all the data that you're collecting, so it'll kind of show you who has submitted what, okay? Now they also have group event poll. Which is kind of cool, right? So we have titles, description, the location, your time zone, the date, start time. You can add other times to it. So any kind of an event that you're running, you can certainly go in there and pull them for, hey, which time works best for you guys, which day works best for you guys. You can send out that email to a bunch of people, go into one place in the analytics here, and find out what was the most popular time, so you can make a more intelligent decision on what's the best time for your group, okay, and what people agreed on. Now, they also have timers, okay? We've seen these before, right? So we have different timers, expiration dates, time zone to choose. You can change some text colors, some background colors as well, so you can customize the different looks. And, of course, after it's expired, you can have those show as well after the time runs out. Now, they also have personalized images, and what that is let me just go ahead and pick an image here. I'll just choose this one. And so right now, you can grab the first name from somebody, so, coming from your email autoresponder, just for you, just for you. Okay, now what we can do is obviously change the text. I have text color. Go ahead and we can boost up the size. Okay, however big we want to do it. So you can personalize the actual image to that person's name coming from your actual autoresponder. Okay. Now there are link preview cards as well. So you'll be able to put a link in here. And actually, it's kind of cool. Let me go ahead and I'm going to go over to one of my blogs and pull out just a URL just to kind of show you what that might look like. So let's go ahead and enter that link. All right, so now I have a nice social media card, right, that I can put right inside of my emails, okay? And this is a little bit squished right here because my browser is a bit small right now. In an email, it definitely would spread out and it will look really nice and really professional. So you can add any kind of link you want there. There's call to action buttons, which are pretty self-explanatory. You can have any call to actions, text, URLs, text colors, background colors, sizes, roundness, anything you want to do there, you can also add as well. Now we have footer widgets as well, as you can see here. Okay, so we have nice footer image widgets that you can do, signatures that you can add. Okay, so if I have my name here and owner and test, right? And of course my phone number, 555, whatever it might be. And then I can, of course, put a nice image right here, a nice headshot of myself, and you have yourself a nice professional looking card, all right? Very, very simple. As you can see, it's very easy to set these things up, so it doesn't take any time at all. There's also social badges that you can create as well, asking for each of the URLs. There's social share buttons, so same deal here, and you can do some sharing with those. your self-destruct messages, which is kind of an interesting concept. Basically, whatever message you type here, once it hits the expiration date that you've chosen, okay, if I choose that date, what is going to happen is that message will no longer appear in the email. Okay, so it's a great thing for scarcity, right? You can tell them, look, you have till this amount of time to, reply to this message or act on this message. If not, it's gone, and it literally would be gone at that point. Okay, and we have the Twitter tweet embed. So if you have your Twitter URL for the tweet, you can put that there. It will also include that into your email. YouTube, same deal, right? We can put our link in there. We're going to have a nice video that's going to render right there for them. Vimeo, same idea there. We also have a Google Map, okay? So there's maps that you can embed by location, put a title on it, and have a nice map right embedded into that particular email. Your Instagram as well. You can have an Instagram embed, Pinterest embed. The Twitter timeline is kind of cool. You can determine how many you'd like to show. So let me see here. Publishing. And let's see. And there we go. Okay, so there's the last tweet I had, and you can, pick up to whatever you want here. 3. So this will display all of them right into the email. Very simple. Very simple to use. We have our GIF embeds, okay, which of course are clickable as well. And finally, just a straight up image embed. Okay, so as you can see, that's 20 different types of elements that have really conversion triggers that you can use to help with engagement, conversions, and really just list building growth. Right. So very, very simple to use. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to hop back out here real quick, and I'm just going to show you a couple of these things here. So, for instance, on this one, we have the "Are you interested in this?" This is the yes no bar. And if I click no way, now on this particular one, I just have it going to Google as my thank you page. But what we're going to see here is that, let's go to the analytics of that one, which was here. And you're going to see a couple of tests I've done. I've had 2 yeses and 1 no. Okay, so these are the type of analytics that it's going to track. It's also you can export as a CSV, but it's going to show you your hour-wise click, your days, browser, device, platform, as well as a location map as to where these clicks are coming from. Okay, and all of the elements have this type of analytics included in it. Okay. Now, the next one that I had on here was an actual form, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to put a test one in here. And I'll put my name. And we'll go ahead and submit. Okay, now this one I have is a thank you page. So, again, you can specify your own. If not, it will use the generic. But let's go ahead and take a look at, I believe that was this one here, the analytics, and there I go. I have 2 of them. One I tested here, one I've tested there, and of course can be exported through CSV. Again, with all of your statistics right here. Okay. Now the last one that I had tested out just to see how it looked was the radar service. All right, so let's go ahead, click one. Again, just taking it to the generic thank you page. I did not set one. But we have that, so I've just voted. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the radar service analytics. And as you'll see, I've got 1 vote for 3 and 1 vote for 5 stars, okay, or for the happy guy, right? And of course, you can export all these to CSV and see all of your statistics there as well. And that is pretty much LetMailbox. Now, I mean, it's so simple to create, so easy to create these types of elements and put them into an email. Now, what you're going to get is you're going to get a little piece of code. You're just going to copy that code right here and just paste it right into your email wherever you want it. So it's very, very simple to do. And you can even do some split testing with something like this, right? You can send some of your emails to a particular list with, let's say, a video element and one without, and see what the conversions are. I mean, it's a great way to kind of split test and see what is working best, okay? And at any time, you can archive any of your particular elements. You'll see I've archived one right here, so that you can always kind of get back to them. All right, so that is LetMailbox. Like I said, if you're viewing this before Thursday, April 26, 2018, 10 a.m. Eastern, jump on that webinar and let those guys kind of teach you up a little bit about email marketing. There'll also be a nice discount available for those who attend live on that webinar. All right, thanks for joining me.